Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Here we are, January 7th. I'm already up to 12 curse words, public curse words. That's the little deal that I'm doing right now. No more public cursing. If so, I owe you guys one push-up and one bodyweight squat. My most recent podcast with Cousin Sean Returns, I dropped 8 curse words. 4 I didn't even pick up, and then I caught 4 during the show. When the show was posted today, I went back and listened. I got like 4 curse words right out of the gate. So I'm up to 12. 12. And if you guys hear or catch me anymore between January 1st and the end of the month, at the end of every month, I'm going to give you guys, if you care or not, I'm going to do it anyway, so I might as well record it and post it on our YouTube channel. Push-ups and bodyweight squats. That's my penance. That's going to keep me accountable. It's something fun that we can do, that I can do, and it's something that, maybe fun. Who knows? I mean, shoot, I might be up at like 500 of each, and I'm going to try and do them unbroken, of course, because that's the goal, be able to do 100 push-ups and 100 squats unbroken. That is the Dolce way. If you can't do 100 push-ups and 100 bodyweight squats unbroken, that means non-stop. You don't even deserve to touch a weight. You're not allowed to touch a weight in our facility. You're not allowed to touch a weight in our facility if you can't perform 100 push-ups and 100 bodyweight squats because you're too weak to move your own body weight. You have no business adding load, adding weight, adding resistance, adding intensity. You have no business because you don't even know how to move your body yet, right? If you can't do a push-up, if you can't do 10 push-ups, if you can't do 100 push-ups, you have not mastered your body. And it's crazy how many professional athletes walk in this door and they can't do it. They can't do 20 push-ups. They can't do 20 bodyweight squats without their legs just blowing up and catching fire. And they're like, oh man. And then we got 87-year-old Betty over there who can bust out 100 nonstop like it's nothing and talk about what she did in yarning class today or knitting class today while they're sitting there dying at 32, can't get past it. That's real right there. So I'm going to keep that up for you. 8. I dropped 8 curse words on my most recent podcast. Can you believe that? It was a good show, too. If you haven't listened to the most recent episode of the Mike Dolce Show podcast, Cousin Sean Returns, you want to listen to that. My cousin Sean, 27 years old, he's a millennial, and I bust his chops. We actually talk a lot about the different mindsets, college debt, the college experience, embracing or embarking onto adult life, which is what he's doing right now, and lots of good reminiscing about the early days of where I was. And Sean's been hanging out with us, coming out to see us since we left New Jersey to go to the West Coast 2005, I think 2006. He started coming out there, would stay with us for a few months at a time. So that's actually some good stuff too. So I'm up to 12. 12 push-ups, 12 bodyweight squats. It's the 7th. It's January 7th. I have what? I have 23 more days, 24 more days. You know, this actually could get, if I'm at 12 at 7, 12, 24, 40, I could be around 50 and 50. That's actually not bad. I would think you guys would want to watch that. Hopefully I'm done. I'm trying not to say anymore. And why aren't I? If you haven't listened to, I don't even know, I mentioned this on one of the channels not long ago, I'm trying not to curse publicly anymore. I don't curse around my daughters, so why am I going to curse around yours, right? A lot of people have really, over the years, people have complained to me that they really like my content. They wish they could share it with their family. There's some things that I say that they want their kids to hear, but they don't want their kids to hear Uncle Mike cursing like a sailor, cursing like a fighter dude, cursing like a gym bro. And I was like, oh, F that, whatever, dude. Whatever. I'll try not to, whatever. You're not the boss of me. You can't change me. But at the same time, they got a good point. And let me see if I can actually bring up this Gary V thing for you. Why does Gary curse so much? So you guys can actually listen to this and tell me. So Gary Vaynerchuk, serial entrepreneur, super, super rich, super successful dude. And he was actually asked by a lady, it's all over, it's a meme all over the internet. He was asked by a lady, why do you curse so much? And take a listen.
Why do you curse so much? For a guy who doesn't need to. Because I only believe in authenticity. It's how I talk. Like, when I think about, do I care about my employees, it feels more like, in my brain and my heart and my soul, do I give a fuck about my employees more than do I care about my employees? That's from my brain and heart to my mouth. I am willing to deal with the ramifications of me being my full self.
Do you curse at home?
A ton.
In front of your kids?
Yep. I'm just not devastated to go into my 4th grade teacher and Mrs. Thompson's like, you have a real problem. I'm like, what's that, Mrs. Thompson? Your daughter curses. I just don't see that as a real problem. Me and Mrs. Thompson just don't see the world the same way. Again, I am the byproduct of Mrs. Thompson telling me my whole life that I would be a failure. Yeah. Mrs. Thompson thought that a D in science was going to be my downfall, just like she thinks saying fuck is her downfall. I don't agree.
You know, I got to tell you, like I said on yesterday's podcast, like I'm telling you guys now, I don't believe Gary. I don't believe his answer, and I don't believe he believes it. And when the lady asked him, you could see he was actually a little shook. He was a little stuck for a minute. And then I think he just went on to like really, take control of the situation and just exude that I'm the man, I'm the super confident dude. But I think Gary knows, just the way I know, that cursing that much is the easy way out. And a bunch of my buddies do. And a bunch of my buddies, people I respect, like that video. And they're like, yeah, kind of whatever dudes, self-made dudes. Just like me. I fancy myself as a self-made dude, right? I don't got a boss. I do what I want to do, right? I can say whatever I want. I built this. I did this. What F you? Tell me what to do. But at the same time, it's lazy. And it's disrespectful. And it is offensive to people, especially younger people. And with me, with my message, I'm trying to get out to the younger people. I'm trying to get out to the families. I'm trying to help people. I don't need to be dropping the F-bomb every second. You need to be respectful. And what Gary said about Mrs. Thompson and thinking that he got a D in science, that's the end of the world. Well, maybe Mrs. Thompson saw that there was greater value to him, that Gary's a smart guy. No one says he's not. Maybe Mrs. Thompson was like, Gary, listen, you can do better. You need to apply yourself more. Gary. You're only getting D's. You're an A student here. You're an A+ student. You're smarter than everybody. But you're sitting around there goofing off and effing around and doing this, that, and the other thing. Maybe Mrs. Thompson was right. And maybe Gary just didn't lock into that early on. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He has a disdain for authority. And hey, that's okay. A healthy disdain for authority is okay, but you also have to respect it and respect the system. Now, I don't know how old his kids are. I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, almost 4-year-old and a just turned 2-year-old. Anybody uses that language in front of my kids? After I say, hey, okay, I get it, easy, watch your mouth. If they keep talking like that in front of my kids, there's going to be a problem. They're going to get out of my space immediately, or they're going to be removed from my space immediately. I'll tell you that much. You're not going to disrespect me. You talk in front of my wife like that? That's a problem. So I don't get that. Me being a parent of 2 daughters, it's a problem. There's a level of respect. Now, getting D's, if you're working your tail off and you're getting D's, man, that's just not your thing. Maybe you're not good in math, but you're great in English. Maybe you have a different type of brain or mentality. Who knows? That's another thing. And some of you might say, hey man, but Gary Vee, he's so successful. Gary Vee in many ways, and I'm not dissing him. He's done great things. I say he's very successful. But Gary made his money. He made his first chunk of money by stepping into the business his parents built and getting it online. His parents had a successful wine business. And Gary took a successful business that had a bunch of money, and he got it online as the internet was starting to take off. And it became more successful. It made him some money. Cool. But how many of you started with your parents' successful business that you just happened to, take all their hard work and their successful business and then make it more successful and then sit back and take all the credit? Now, they say money makes money. And once you have money, you can make more money. It's easy. But I've never heard bootstrap broke stories about Gary. And again, I'm not bagging on Gary. It's just a different perspective. I got a bootstrap story. Broke. No heat, no running water, no electricity. Food was hard to come by. I'd go to school just so I could eat, right? And that's how I grew up. There was no family business. Come on now. There's no Nothing. My family home knocked down, foreclosed on and knocked down. It's a parking lot right now for real. I drive by often. I sit in that parking lot where my bedroom used to be. That's the truth. I do that now and I reflect. So when I hear things like that and stories like that, there's an audience for it. And Gary's got a great audience. Now, I'm not bagging on it. I'm just offering a different perspective here. And this is a guy who used to curse. So me a month ago, 3 months ago, a year ago, man, I'm like, high five, Gary. That's right, man. F these people, self-made. What? But now, me being a little older, me being a little more mature, me evolving, and maybe Gary will get to that point also where you look back and you say, you know what? I would reach a larger audience with this message. I would reach a larger audience with my message if I was able to clean it up a little bit. I would. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I don't need to be as offensive. I don't need to be as brash. And part of this was me trying to model myself after people that I saw as successful. Gary V type of people. And not him specifically, but guys like Joe Rogan who, boom, he F this and F that. And he's got the whole, kind of tough guy mentality. And I've seen Joe go through different genesis in his own career. Super highbrow, and he cleaned it up. And it was just like higher level conversation. And then super lowbrow. Cuss words and fart jokes and, fleshlights and all the other fun stuff. And it's like you can catch a lot of fish with that wide net, but you don't have to go so low. You look at like a Jerry Seinfeld, a clean comic. You look at Kevin James, a clean comic. I don't know any comic, maybe, that has made more money than Jerry Seinfeld or Kevin James. Those are clean comics. I'm good friends with Kevin. Man, and Kevin's actually one of the reasons why I've cleaned it up. When I hang out with him, I drop the curse word here or there, and I feel bad. And he doesn't say anything. He doesn't even slide. I feel bad because he doesn't curse. I feel it's disrespectful. He's never judged me. Never invited me right into his house, into his life, around his family. Never, ever, ever judged me because I think of the quality of who I am as a person. Never judge me. But man, I feel bad. I'm like, that can do better than that. And just like Cousin Sean said on the podcast, a lot of times we use curse words because we don't have more tangible words to use. We don't have other words to use. There's a laziness. It's not a lack of intelligence. It's just a laziness. So what I'm trying to do, I'm challenging myself to be more proactive, to evolve as a person. It's not fair for those of you who listen right now that you can't play your podcast in the car when you're driving the kids to soccer. It's not fair if you so want to, and people do. I get emails and text messages and even people face to face all the time. I've gotten, and really that's why, that was the genesis of this decision. I've had so many people say this to me. So many people say it to me that I can't laugh it off. I can't brush it off anymore. So many people are like, man, like, I love your stuff. I just can't play it at home. I can't play it in front of my family. I'm like, so put in your headphones. Don't even worry. But do it when you're listening, when you're doing cardio. And they're like, well, yeah, but okay, whatever, dude. And I'm like, I can feel that. And they're like, it's disrespectful. So it's not that Mrs. Thompson thing. And to jump back onto that conversation for those who care, the whole disrespect or disdain of authority, you have to respect authority. But not like respect it and bow down and do what they say. Respect it to understand the system. Why is Mrs. Thompson saying that? Maybe it's because she knows that there's more. There's more in me. I know that. I'm the Mrs. Thompson to me as the student. I'm playing both roles. I know I'm better. I know I can do better. And I know I'm going to mess up. I know I'm going to get a D or even an F from time to time. But I'm going to shoot for the A's and the A pluses. Why not? Why not? Will I drop an F-bomb or an S-bomb here and there? Yeah, of course I will. Of course I will. I've almost never, ever, ever done it in front of my daughters. Almost never. Almost never. In the 4 years that Victoria's been around, almost never. I think 2 times I can think of that I actually, slipped. If I can do it in front of my own kids, why can't I do it in front of yours? Why shouldn't I do it in front of yours? And that's what I have to assume. I have to assume that some of you, all of you, might be listening to this, and we have the explicit language warning on the video, on the podcast and all that stuff. It's just this assume, so it's there, so we're kind of giving you the rating. But that's not fair. So I'm pushing myself. And that's what this is. I'm not telling you guys what to do. I'm just saying what I'm doing, which is why I said I'm going to do the push-ups and I'm going to do the bodyweight squats. If I mess up, I'm going to keep myself accountable. And I assume at the end of every month, I'm going to be doing some. I might be doing a couple hundred at the end of this month. I mean, I got 12 down in 7 days. That's what, 12 a week? Let's say, let's say 15 a week. Ooh, yikes, of each. Could be 60 by the end of the month. 60 push-ups, 60 bodyweight squats. All right. All right. I hope not. I hope not. I hope I'm done at 12. Let's see. That's the goal. What do you guys think? Leave your comments below. What do you think? You think I'm an a-hole? You think I'm a d-bag for even talking about this, for saying this? And I'm not blasting Gary Vee. I like Gary Vee. I like a lot of the stuff he puts out. I don't agree with everything he puts out there. You could tell this is a guy who's got a big chip on his shoulder. Big chip on his shoulder. I got a chip on my shoulder too. We all do. And I'm sure I'm abrasive to people in certain ways. So again, it's not heat. There's not a heat video. It's not a drama video. I just used it because he's someone with a massive following, got great content, and he's in the public eye. And this is something that he said that I would have agreed with. The other me would have agreed with a few months ago even, let alone years ago. But now as I sit here, I don't agree with that. I think it's wrong. And I don't think he agrees with it. I would love to sit down and talk to him about it. I would love to talk to him about it and see. I mean, how old is his kids? He got no problem cursing like that at home in front of his kids. Why? What are you teaching them? That's lazy, man. You want someone talking like that in front of your kids? Or you want that kid going to school and be like, boom, F this, and that girl's a this, and that dude's a that, and the pa. Whatever grade they're in. I don't know, 1st grade, 5th grade, 12th grade. He's got girls, got boys. I don't know. I don't agree with that. I think that was a lot of hyperbole. I think he was saying a lot of that stuff just to really kind of make the case that, he's not in the wrong. I don't think he believes it because he's a smart guy. And we do have some buddies in common. And I know he's a smart guy. I know he's a good guy. But like me, like us, I know he's a flawed guy. And I'm not bashing on him. Too much of this stuff gets spun to bashing each other. I'm not bashing. I'm just having this straight conversation with you. Other news you can see. Background change. Whoa! Black. I'm in the Black Forest here. Black walls with green trees growing all around me. There's another one right there and another one right there. What's going on? I got like this interrogation light. Things are changing. Things are changing. This is actually Studio B. So we have Studio A, Studio B, and Studio C. This is Studio B. I got tons of technology swinging around now, but unfortunately there's some sort of glitch in all the wiring. There's a very, very, very low hum somewhere in the thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of freaking technical equipment. And there's a little hum, a little buzz somewhere. And I'm here after hours, so the team's not here. I'm a caveman. I'm not going to mess with it. So I just went old school. I went back to the hands-free, back to the, however much, these are probably like $50 iPods or whatever these things are. Expensive-ass studio. And I'm sitting here doing it. And that's another podcast I'll be dropping on you guys, is getting the right people to do the right job for the right amount of money. You don't cut corners. I didn't cut corners with any of this stuff. I definitely paid. I'm just here after hours. And I'm not even supposed to be live right now. I was just in here. I was working. And I had something to talk about. I flipped it on. I know it wasn't ready. There's wires and stuff everywhere hanging from ceilings. So I know it's not ready. So, but you get the right crew to put the right stuff together. And I'm happy we did that this time. Last time it was a little harder in our previous facility. We definitely kind of rigged a lot of that stuff. So, but we'll talk about that once it's finally done. We'll do the whole walkthrough and the big payoff video. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here. Remember, go to thedolcediet.com if you want to get in the best shape of your life. We have the 3 weeks of shredded program, right? 4 weeks. And you get 1 bonus week, 3 weeks of shredded, the most successful healthy weight loss program ever devised, as proven by the world's greatest athletes with a 100% success ratio. Nobody can say that 3 weeks of shredded was designed to lose 21 pounds in 21 days for world-class competition. We put that into an online program available for you, for everyone, to have the same access to the same information that the world's greatest athletes and Hollywood celebrities use to get bikini body ready, stage ready, screen ready, cage ready. That's all at thedolcediet.com. If you want to go right now. If you want to get in amazing shape, go right now. Do not stop. Go right now to thedolcediet.com. promo code DOLCE10. Click on Get Shredded. Pick the 4-week plan or the 12-week plan. Either way, and I'm always here to answer your questions and help you. Until next time, boom!